Hi, I'm Sage, and I am a certified Ascension coach. I'm also a trans woman, and I just wanted to talk to the fellow, trans people and any like LGBTQ people out there. I just want to talk about what my journey's been like in terms of healing, feeling that I'm good. I guess like healing from that like religious belief or social belief that I'm like bad for being trans or that kind of thing. Like, you know how they feel like some religions, some people say that part of their religion is believing that we're sinful as LGBTQ people. And for me, I guess the way that I have dealt with that and how I've been healing that and overcoming it is that, and I guess I still am because I was moving through it this week, there is that just, first of all, like I would say to people, knowing that it has to be safe to explore who you are. Like if you have a strong feeling that you want to pursue, that you feel called to pursue, that, oh, you know, like I might like people with this body or of this gender, or if you're like, oh, I might be actually a woman or a feminine person, or I might be a man or a masculine person, or I might be, maybe it would feel better to explore being non-binary or something, then it's good for you to explore that, because if you don't, you're invalidating and shutting down and even judging, that part of yourself. Like that, the condemnation attitude that a lot of some whatever religious people have toward it is really, it causes much harm to them and to anybody who also agrees with them at some level. And I'm just asking you, don't agree with them. Let go of that like condemnation and let go of that judgment, and just let yourself be who you are. Let yourself explore and honor those parts and listen to those parts of yourself who are curious about your sexuality, your gender, or who want to like go deeper into it and what they feel that it is, because it can't harm you to explore. And that's one big thing that I think has helped me, is knowing it doesn't harm you to explore, because like sin isn't real. Like when people say that it's sinful to be LGBTQ, first of all, sin isn't really a real thing. It's just not, you can, because it's an illusion, because, okay, anything other than God, like assuming taking religion as the starting point, like God being like this almighty creator, you know, which he is, which I know him to be, but like he's, there can't be anything that really opposes him. Like, it's weird to think like, oh yes, God is all powerful and he's omnipotent and he knows everything. But also there's this force that like lives to like oppose him and ruin everything of his. And I'm like, yeah, like that's not like, since being in our spiritual community, like we've learned that anything outside of the divine or outside of what's good isn't really real. So like we're all going through that. Like we've all explored feeling separate from the divine. We're all like exploring, well, we did explore that, and some of us like we're choosing to actively ascend and heal and get out of the illusions of separation from our divinity and our good and everything, right? So it's not a problem for you to explore. And secondly, like I guess for me, like, if you find a part of yourself who ever feels guilty or bad about themselves or feels, judgmental, then it's only right for you. It's the only, like, what God would do is to love you there, and bringing love there is what you have to do. Like, telling that part of yourself that they are loved and that they are innocent, because like I was saying about sin not being real, like, that's the truth. So holding on to guilt and holding on to shame, like, that's not even a part of divinity. Guilt and shame aren't part of it, right? So if you even have those feelings, love yourself there and heal. And then when you don't have those feelings of guilt and shame, you're at peace and you can find the clarity. And that's what I've been doing. So when you love yourself and when you heal, you can look from a peaceful perspective, which is the divine perspective, which is the truth, because it's peaceful. And you can see, oh my God, like, this is really, this is really who I am, and there's nothing wrong with it. That's what you have to do. Like, find those parts of you who do feel guilty or ashamed or whatever about being yourself, or you feels not accepted. Love yourself there, and then see what happens. Because the truth is peaceful, and that gives you understanding. So yeah, that's what it is, just a process of loving yourself. Like, anything that doesn't feel good, find out what it is and love yourself there. And yeah, that's what we do in this spiritual community. And my man and I, my twin flame and I, do that together. Yeah, love yourself, basically. And yeah, use the mirror exercise. That's what we use to heal ourselves. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, as you find, like, what's really peaceful for you and what really feels good to you and divine, you will find that, like, because this feels so good and I'm so peaceful here, and I'm, like, free of any bad feeling and upset about this. Like, the more you do it, the more that gets clear to you. You're like, this has to be of God. This has to be divine. Or you could just say this has to be good, because if it's good, it truly feels good. And if it's not good, then it will feel not good to you. It'll feel bad. And you just have to learn to trust that, and to let go of self-doubt, and let go of, like, whatever gaslighting your family or your culture raised you with, right? Because they can easily tell you, like, oh, like, no, like, this isn't really good for you. This is bad for you. And, oh, or they're like, oh, I know you better than you know yourself. Like, oh, I know, and they're like, no, you're just like, no, you don't. Like, you really fucking don't. Like, that person doesn't know you better than you know yourself. And they're certainly not coming at it from a place of peace. And so they don't know anything. And besides, like, you're the only one who can come to a conclusion about who you are. So that's it. So I'm just encouraging everyone. I'm encouraging you to, like, feel your feelings about everything, and find what doesn't feel good, and love yourself there, and then find what does feel good. And that's going to be the truth of who you are. And it's not what other people say. It's not what people say, like, your sexuality and your gender and all of that. It's not determined by your body, and it's not wrong. If it's like, what feels most peaceful to you and what feels divine to you is who you are. And it's never a sin to explore who you are. It's just impossible for that. It's impossible for that to be sinful. It's completely irrelevant. And you're not hurting anybody by being that and by exploring who you are. And in fact, the only thing you could do is maybe, like, I don't know. In fact, you would liberate people, and you would help, like, people, like your children or people around you or close to you. Like, you liberate them by being openly yourself, and by also having the self-love and the courage to explore who you are. So it's actually a good thing, and it can't hurt you or anybody. Yeah, so that's all. So that was my message for you. I wanted to share that with you. Healing on your twin flame journey, this could be part of it. So yeah, bye. And if you want to work with me, look at the links below, like and subscribe for more juicy content. Bye.